she's very pretty.
Man, I'm glad that's over.
Outside the studio. Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Miller and I'm here with Toni Morrison. How are you today, Ms. Morrison?
I'm good, Amanda. How are you?
Great. She's the author of Beloved, and I'm just here to ask you, what inspired you to write the book?
Well...
No, but she can't blink her.
You are not guilty. Are you happy? Yay!
November 1980, 6 members of the KKK and the American Nazi Party were charged with murder of 5 activists at the Death to the Klan rally in North Carolina. This event symbolizes the power that whites still held power over minorities and frightened many into thinking that they would only become more powerful.
So can you tell me how this event was crucial to you? Can you go more into depth on how it affected you?
Well, knowing that African Americans were wounded and dying really shined a light on the Greensboro police station because they knew about this event prior to hand, but then they never really did anything. They never prevented it from happening, and they just let the massacre happen, and like that really showed where the public figure stood and how like knowing that African Americans had a very rigorous fight and how they went through so much to be back in the same spot, like fighting discrimination and racism.
Wow, I never knew such an event would be the backbone of a famous novel. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else that happened that influenced you?
Well...
Thank you all, thank you. My name is Harold Washington. I'm your first African American president.
Harold!
I come from Chicago. How are y'all?
Great!
I like that. I love the love. Let's get it. Woo! I promise you all for desegregation. More jobs. More money. More homes.
Throughout American history, African Americans have been seen as less than every aspect of a person, for example, intelligence. The election of Harold Washington was a big change in the African American timeline. It sparked hope for African Americans to truly believe that they deserve equal opportunities as others, and soon they will have their time be felt as parallel to white people. This sparked connected to me, making me feel more inspired to tell the world that what was done in the past was wrong. In addition, I felt that slowly people were forgetting about what had happened to African Americans.
Yeah! Thank you. I love you.
Forget? What do you mean forget?
It's as if people were like thrown under the rug and people were trying to just like cover it.
I see, and how did that impact you?
I was happy and distraught at the same time. I felt hopeful that people are changing their perspective in a better light, but worried that the history of the African Americans had to go through would be erased in return for those new opportunities that shouldn't have been taken away from us.
I would have never imagined where your inspiration came from. Is it true that you didn't live through slavery? How could you have written Beloved so detailed if you never were a part of it physically?
Yes, I basically was never a part of that era, but however, I was able to emotionally be in the time period of slavery by listening to my family, to listening to stories that my family told me, and just living through that.
Wow, this is amazing. You didn't use your life experience, but from what had occurred around you, is there anything else truly that truly made you want to write Beloved?
Well,
Help, 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 help. Ah! Help, 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 help. Ah! Help, help, help.
This case really hurt my soul. When I heard about this young girl who supposedly faked her own assault, knowing that this was also another instance where the public officials chose to ignore the minority really pushed me over the edge to write Beloved. I wanted the people to see U.S. history in a different perspective. History's not always good, you know. There are bad aspects in it as well.
That's fake!
No, it's not. Help, help.
Yes, there are, and I agree we should look at both sides of the story. Thank you for being on the show, Miss Morrison.
you can call me Toni, but there's still more to talk about.
More?
Yes, there's more. My main inspiration for the book Beloved actually came from a runaway slave whose name was Margaret Garner. She endured so much in her life in which she did not deserve. No one should go through what she dealt with. The character Beloved was based off of her daughter.
No way, and what do you think of Garner? Is what she did justified?
As a mother myself, I would never be able to comprehend what Garner had to go through when she had to make the decision of letting her child escape slavery in the most heartbreaking way. I would want the best for my child. If I was in a position, I would want my child to live freely and not suffer the things I went through. Garner's difficult decision can show her true love as a mother. Sadly, Garner was unable to go get a second child. She died in 1858 from a pyoptic epidemic. I extremely feel empathetic for Garner still to this day.
What are you going to do about it?
I wanted to go and fight for the unequal opportunity of her inability to redeem herself, and that motivated me to write Beloved and ignited my passion to write more novels in general. I believe that I was meant to continue to share her story and other stories to teach and remind people about the horrid acts that were made against African Americans in the past. I wanted to emphasize that history should never have been forgotten, but taken into people's lives so that they can learn from their previous mistakes.
I think it worked. Your book is such a controversy since some people have trouble swallowing what's true. Well, thank you for your time, Toni. It was a pleasure having you here today.
No, thank you, Amanda.
Now for the sports section.
Hi, thank you Amanda and Toni Morrison for that wonderful interview. Welcome to the sports section. The Fairfax Rebels took it out last Friday with a whopping 10-31. Boo!
Look at my skills, bro.
We first have to ask him if we're doing this right. 1, 2, 3.
As a mother myself, I would never be able to comprehend.
Don't stay after you. Don't stay after you. You have to go.
He's staying after, guys.
Dude, you're so salty.
Like literally.
By myself.
Okay.
Here, let's squish.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
As a mother myself, I would never be able.
Where'd you get that? I'm looking for a jean jacket. Okay. Okay. It's a video for our project.
Look at our band.
Oh, fun.
Fun.
You can see all the classes. one more question. Do what you thought.